So I got to explain and help describe a little better to the nosy. The nosy that likes to come up with shit. Fucking funny as fuck. I haven't met such a thing since high school, really. They never lasted long because they got caught. But when they get older, they can do other tactics to hide the evidence. But anyway...
Report directly to me. No other caseworker. No other
and when I recorded that day, I went to the back unit on the side here, and I recorded it. Had the phone in me pocket, sticking out a little bit so you can see a little bit, mainly conversation and where I was heading, where I walked to, you can see that. And I went over there and I record things, and they don't get posted. They go in my little private information, like my brain, my archives. And if I need to bring them out, I would, but no one really wants to care anyway. I even told the person apparently that owns the place that they stay in, right, that I have video, but they just go, oh, I don't care, and throw rocks and shit. Just weirdo problems. And I went over there a little while ago to discuss about the big tree, because remember when you were removing the gutters, there was this dude that comments me, and I put up some videos about removing the tops of the drain gutters out here on the concrete, right? Because they believe that the leaves can blow out better. Remember that wacko shit, right? So I went over to talk about trees. If they wanted to cut down trees, people wanted to cut down trees and do these things. If they're going to do such things, if they could cut down that big one, as the previous owner that used to live in the back unit was going to get it cut down for insurance, as I've talked about in previous clips before. And so I just discussed it to the lady that was there. The fella wasn't there that day who cut down the bamboo, that I'd been accused of, right? Sorry about that. It's got something going off in the background there. Bit annoying. That I got accused of. That you're trying to get something to run around and spread to people. Remember the day when I ran into a certain fella out there? They would know this. Not saying anything. They only need to say things themselves. And who used to be the previous owner. And this fella used to go there and blab, and I said, what are you talking about? And they go, oh, they can make their own decision on what I'm blabbing about, this fella that I call blabbing. And I'm like, well, it's not good to go around lying, right? And then making false reports and shit like that, and getting into people's faces, and then saying one thing, and then you go to approach them, which is this person who speaks one thing, and then he denies it. And you can even go to show the video and they'll slam the phone out of your hand or something like that. Would probably be more like the actions that they do, right? As they own the joint now and you have got to leave. So they come up with anything possible to try to make you look bad. Fucking amazing, isn't it, people? But this shit I've got to deal with here in Wodonga in Victoria, Australia. Right? We have this show called Neighbours, Loved by Neighbours. It's called Neighbours. And it's just a facade, right? You're lucky to get such a bubble. I reckon I've never met anyone that really even have such a bubble, unless they live in a place where there's no bad people around. You know, those bubbles of la-di-da sections. But anyway, I asked if they can get back to me about it, as here, my housing people have a problem with the drain getting clogged, and it's mainly caused by these little fine leaves that get down in there, and you need another net that can catch them. It'll be a little bit more costly, which I've talked about in a previous clip before as well. Amazingly, right, isn't it? And so I left it at that. And then some bamboo got cut down and some other maintenance got done. And I went to knock on the front unit when there was a dude there, a gardener, which I've seen these person that likes to come at me turn up to have a conversation with. Right? I guess that's how they know some stuff, or is it with their stalking? I don't know. But and the gardener told me the lady wasn't there. When I've gone to approach the lady before the lady approached me and threw rocks at me, she wasn't there. And so I quickly mentioned to the gardener what I was doing and about the tree, and if he was going to do anything about it as they were there. Pretty average conversation, isn't it? And that's why I record them too, because you know what? Because such comments and such things that happen around us, isn't it? And you know what? You know what makes it even worse than all that, right? And even if I told the old lady when she approached me to throw rocks at me that you're talking about that's so nice and all this kind of thing that you used to look at and have big party days out there with, right? Even though I said, but the evidence, they're just like you. These people who comment, they're just like that, right? Who believe that I'm speaking all of them when they're showing them themselves who they are. I ain't doing nothing. You're coming in my energy. All I'm doing is reposting. Just like I told, the judge told the housing lady about her name getting told of who she is and where she works at. She posts that herself, right? So she shouldn't get worried, or other people shouldn't get worried when someone else reposts what they do anyway, right? It's their job. It's who they are. It's like me trying to hide my address when I'm a superstar. Everyone knows where you live, right? It's stupid. And then you go try to take people to court because you go, shit, they told these people where I lived. But everyone knows where you live. Do you get it? I actually have that recorded, that conversation. Now I got into trouble on previous courts because I wasn't allowed to record, which I stopped recording. And the judge even said, no, you're not going to record. And I went, well, I do like to get the recordings and I don't see why people shouldn't record. And so some things have been half recorded and recorded once and stuff like that. As it's technically free rights. If I want to get the same recording, so it's a small little crime, I can just go ask for it. But instead of asking for it, I've just recorded it now. What's the difference? Except that little, I know you're meant to go get it from there. But do you see my point of why I'm already recording? Because of all the previous attacks and misinformation being led towards me. Amazing, hey, people? But they keep trucking. Hopefully, this date and soon, one court will have one decent judge. And as far as I'm concerned, with one decent judge, they could fix all these problems for a lot of people and find out where it all led up to. Who caused all the issue, as I like to talk about. You go higher to solve a whole bunch of shit down here. That way. But anyway, good luck with what you do. And see you later.